We are on Fort Belknap's prairie dikes here in northern Montana. It's very special because it hosts one of 14 ferret populations in North America, and it is the first Native Nation-led ferret population. So we get set up every night. We put a spotlight roof mounted on the truck here. We grab our data sheets, we grab our GPS units. We have ferret locations from previous surveys, and we are scanning a prairie dog colony on transects and looking back and forth with a spotlight using this turntable right here, and we're looking for that notorious green eye shine. And once we do locate a ferret, we're able to drive directly to the burrow that it's in, where we can then live trap or sort of set a live trap and be able to trap that ferret for vaccination. Oh yeah, party on the prairie.
So this is my hospital trailer. This is where the magic happens when we're trapping ferrets out here at Fort Belknap. We bring the ferrets in here after they are trapped out in the field, and we bring them in. We put them in this induction chamber. This is specially made for the ferrets, for anesthetizing the ferrets. Once the ferret is anesthetized, it goes on this mask, and then from there I can take any kind of samples that we need, and we also give it some vaccines for sylvatic plague, canine distemper, and treat it for fleas, get a few body measurements of it, and put it in a kennel for it to wake up and head back out to where it came from. All right, here she is, ready to go home.
Spotlighting is the most effective technique we have currently, but its limitation is that of line of sight. And some prairie dog colonies have a lot of undulating terrain, and so line of sight for humans, line of sight for spotlights can pose challenges to having views of all the ferrets that are out there. So one technique we've been trying is using thermal infrared cameras to detect thermal images, thermal heat signatures of ferrets instead of relying on direct eye shine. So one is a tower mounted camera where we have it high, focused out with a Tau 2 100mm camera, and we're scanning a localized area at a distance of about 200 meters. We are also using a thermal camera mounted to a drone, and we're transecting the prairie dog colonies that way, and hoping in both cases to pick up black-footed ferrets in the wild and get a population estimate of them.
We saw it bouncing along around the ground, and then it dropped down in a hole. And then if you look right here, you'll see it pop its head up out of the hole there, and then it goes back down, and now it'll pop back up, and then it'll start running across the ground. And we tracked it for quite a while as it was running along the ground. When I set it up and I got everything connected and I turned the laptop on, it happened to be looking at a ferret.
Stationary thermal camera detected a ferret first, but they were unable to determine exactly the location of the ferret, so they came over and told me about it, and I was able to fly the drone over to the ferret and actually get a pinpoint location of the animal.
There's always new technology coming out that may or may not be helpful, and all technology has evangelists that are going to tell you that it's going to be great, right? And you got to figure out, is this actually going to help, or is this just going to be consume resources and not really help? And when it does help, it increases and accelerates the knowledge capture that you can do. It unlocks sometimes information that you couldn't get any other way. And so that's kind of what we were doing here. Is thermal imaging going to help find ferrets? Is it going to help us understand how many ferrets are out there, how healthy the population is? And I think tonight has shown that it has a lot of potential for that.
What's exciting is that the ferrets that we were trapping are looking very healthy. So we've got good reproduction into the system this year, and the animals we're trapping are in great shape, in good health, and it's always a win to be able to send them back out with a level of protection from sylvatic plague and canine distemper. It's an incredible honor to be working with the tribes of Fort Belknap to return this endangered species to the prairie.